بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان والسماء رفعها.
Real and a very specific problem with American education today is that our history books are just extremely Eurocentric. You know, this is a very real problem. A lot of research has been done on this, a lot of investigation, and fortunately for us, a lot is taking place to get rid of this narrative. And I say all this because as a former student at Al-Ikhlas Training Academy, I think my peers as well, we never experienced this. You know, I never had much difficulty coming up with non-white male revolutionaries, you know, or non-white male social or political or historical figures. And much of this, I believe, is because Al-Ikhlas, you know, it certainly has a very culturally responsive curriculum. A curriculum that I believe goes above and beyond in honoring students' identities. Not only do we have students coming from, you know, a wide array of different ethnic backgrounds, but we also have students who come from different socioeconomic backgrounds as well. So something kind of beautiful happens at Al-Ikhlas Training Academy. On a day-to-day basis, students, you know, they interact with other young students who are very much different from them. They interact with students who they otherwise would have not interacted with on a day-to-day basis. You know, you have that Detroit student who's like best friends with the student from Farmington Hills. And what these types of relationships create is they create and they encourage students to be tolerant. They encourage students to be cooperative and egalitarian in their day-to-day interactions. Even, you know, within our own Muslim communities, we do have racial prejudices. We do have microaggressions that really just need to be abolished. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is that by donating even just a little bit to this Launch Good campaign, you yourself will be very actively contributing to an environment that not only nurtures and fosters a generation of youth who are very socially and culturally aware, but because they are like that, they are that much more inclined to become agents of social change. You know, they are that much more motivated to become social activists. And they are just that much more willing to work with people who are culturally different from them and creating a better community for themselves.
So I'd like to dedicate this portion especially to all of my introverts of the world, as I myself identify as one of you, but to also dedicate it to my extroverts, perfectionists, anxiety-filled peeps, and all other individuals out there in the world. Why? Well, because at ATA, we embrace and nurture individuality. With a population of just under 300 students, ATA is small enough for each and every student to discover their passions and, in the words of one famous poet, shine bright like a diamond. You're not just another product of your environment walking through the halls of ATA. You're an artist, a public speaker, a poet, a filmmaker, and the list truly does go on. You're an agent of social change, attesting to the notion that the world is waiting on you to contribute to it. Students are met with teachers who enhance their unique personalities and diverse styles of learning. It's actually quite interesting because I never truly understood the benefits of using such methods for both teaching and learning. Not until I left ATA, and when I've been in my college environments, people will ask me things like, what is your major? And for some reason, I was met with such frustrations because of that. So I've been really reflecting upon this lately. And I think that from now on, the next time someone asks me, what is it that I want to do with the rest of my life, instead of answering with something like, I'm a pre-law student with a major in sociology, maybe I'll answer with something like, I'm a social scientist who is angry and fed up with the injustices happening in the world. A social scientist who wants to tackle those injustices by using the eloquent language that law is. Donate today to help foster in each student a positive self-image and respect for his or her individual worth.
Oftentimes, as Muslim students, we are encouraged to enter into certain fields of study. I mean, we know the drill: medicine, engineering, law. While those disciplines are not inherently bad, I mean, they do add immense value to our society and communities. The problem arises when we encourage our Muslim youth to exclusively enter into certain prestigious and high-paying fields, and we exclude other disciplines which may align with the passions of our young people: art, music, film, writing, the humanities in general. If we discourage or don't actively encourage our students of knowledge from pursuing these disciplines, which they are passionate about, we erase our Muslim presence, our ability to impact different corners of society, our nation, and our world. Yes, we should have Muslim doctors. I mean, we have hundreds of them already. We should have lawyers, but we should also have Muslim artists. We should have Muslim filmmakers. We should have Muslim fiction writers expressing our unique narratives and our diverse experiences. Oftentimes, the stories of marginalized communities such as Muslims are ignored. We need Muslim storytellers to take the mic back and speak loudly and clearly, especially for the people in the back. We have stories, and they need to be told. The Al-Ikhlas Training Academy, the talents of each student, whether that's drawing like me, writing, singing, or even public speaking, are nurtured, they are fostered, they are encouraged to tell their stories. One of the many reasons I'm double majoring in art today is because of the encouragement I received growing up at ATA. And mind you, I never had an art teacher, I just had teachers who motivated me to take initiative on my dreams and talents. Talents come as a gift from the divine. I mean, that's something that I heard my teachers say almost every single Monday morning at assembly. Oftentimes, when we talk about an amana or trust from Allah, we talk about our physical self, our bodies, and how we should take care of it for this dunya. But we rarely talk about our internal selves, most importantly, our talents that Allah has bestowed upon us as an amana. To draw beautifully, if we have an innate ability to speak eloquently, is it not then an injustice to ourselves, first and foremost, to not use our God-given abilities? At Al-Ikhlas Training Academy, we are taught that our individual talents are a gift from Allah, and that nurturing our gifts is our duty in this life. If you donate today to Al-Ikhlas Training Academy, you will be donating to a school that not only fosters in its students self-motivation, the actualization of their dreams and passions. If you donate, you will contribute to a school that develops doctors who do not only heal bodies, but aim to heal the society at large of its ills. Lawyers that defend the marginalized, the oppressed, engineers who literally and figuratively build their communities up, and artists who tell stories untold.
One of ATA's main objectives is to develop in each student effective reading, writing, speaking, analytical, and spiritual skills in order for us students to become socially and academically inclined. And I think ATA, being this historical school founded on such rich roots and its location, has a lot to do with who we are and how we go about our social and academic learning styles. ATA is also based around this community where many people would argue that students aren't prepared enough to go into the real world, hence the reason they don't show any form of support. And to counter that argument in very simple terms, not only does ATA have this sturdy academic curriculum, a lot of people don't understand that ATA also has this strong spiritual form of learning. And oftentimes people try to underestimate our potential, and it's very easy for us to internalize those assumptions. I myself have done so once or twice. But it's also very easy for us to motivate ourselves to do better and showcase the great things ATA provides us with. And that is what really develops the products of ATA, someone who can spiritually relate issues around the globe to math and science, and can create heartfelt speeches on a Monday morning assembly. That is someone who is well equipped to go into this hustle and bustle of this real world many complain that ATA students aren't a part of.
A very basic and timeless part of our history is to have a good and a bad. Not even just in our history. In our storybooks, fairy tales, and during times and issues of social injustice, there's always a hero and a villain. But establishing the good and bad amongst a group of people is not as easy as the storybooks make it out to seem. You see, people are merely a compilation of the experiences that they undergo. So establishing the good and bad amongst them is not a black and white concept, because people are not black and white. They're different hues and shades of gray. Oftentimes we get so caught up and consumed in this culture of good and bad that we falsely praise some and falsely accuse, put down, and vilify others. I say all this to explain that today we have made society our villain. Society is this evil being that is the root cause of all of our problems and troubles. It's so easy to blame our own shortcomings and bad habits on society and even sound a little smart while we do it. It works out perfectly because society isn't a person. It can't fight back, so it silently takes our blows. And that's exactly the point. Society isn't a person, it is a people, it is us. So what are we doing to fix our broken down society? What are we doing to fix ourselves? We are a part of a generation that embodies passion. We have so many strong values, views, and opinions amongst us, so we've definitely surpassed the first step. We believe, but now it's time to take the next step. It's time to take action. We strongly hope that through our efforts you believe in the work that we have been doing for over 25 years now. We sincerely ask that you continue this journey with us and take action. Donate to Al-Ikhlas Training Academy today.